Hello friends, and welcome to Gardening with Creekside. It is always an exciting day when we get a plant delivery. Today is exceptionally fun because we have got a load of gorgeous plants from Southern Living Plant Collection, butterfly candy, all the goodies that we need for this Saturday's event. Of course, because this Saturday, June the 20th, I had to think for a second, we are having the Southern Living front yard garden tour. They are coming. It's going to be a whole thing. We're going to have food trucks. Erin, the Impatient gardener, is going to be here. Other influencers are going to be here, focusing on these gorgeous Southern Living plants, both shrubs and perennials, gorgeous things. So we got a delivery. This is the first of 2 deliveries from Flowerwood Nursery. This is particularly coming out of Georgia, and so we have got some fantastic things for you to look at. So if you are coming this Saturday, these are going to be available. These are plants that maybe we typically don't have, but we're going to obviously be having them available. You're going to love them. So if you love plants that grow, bloom, and thrive, especially here in the South with our heat and humidity, this is the perfect video for you. Let's talk plants. Jerry has gone to go get our fellas, and so they're going to be coming down here in just a minute to help us unload. But let's just take a close look at all of these beauties. We have got the butterfly candy butterfly bushes, nice and petite. Y'all, I fell in love with these shrubs last year. They are fantastic. So they have all the littles, right? So this is Little Raspberry, has those beautiful, really rich pink flowers. The butterflies go nuts over them. And I love that the pots are kind of the color of the bloom. And then we have Little Lavender. And so Little Lavender is going to be a nice, soft, purple, that lavender, obviously, as its name suggests. So we have got those. We've got more, but this is what we've got on this rack right here. So we've talked about butterfly candies before. If you are looking for a nice, petite, short, compact Buddleia butterfly bush, then butterfly candy is going to be a great option for you. So there's 2 shades of pinks, 2 shades of purples, and a white, and they smell delicious. They are fast growers, come back great in the wintertime with all this beautiful growth. Ours in the gardens are looking spectacular. So we've got butterfly bushes, and I don't know about you, but here in North Carolina where we are, our blueberries have just started to ripen. So we have got the Southern Living blueberries, and I love the names. You cannot get more iconic Southern names for blueberry bushes. Hold that thought on the blueberries because they're unloading all of them. So I want to get all of them together before we talk about it. I just get so excited about this stuff, y'all. I just can't wait. Okay, hydrangeas. How about that? Let's talk about a hydrangea. All right, so here we have a beautiful, beautiful Macrophylla hydrangea. This is Deer Dolores, and Deer Dolores is going to be a nice kind of medium size. She's going to be a 5 by 5. Now here in the South, she is definitely going to be your shade hydrangea, right? This is not a full sun hydrangea. Definitely the part shade to full shade. She is going to be hardy in zones 6 to 9. So if you are in zones 7 to 9, definitely the shade. However, if you're in zone 6, you could probably get away with a little bit more morning sun. So this is going to be a pH dependent classic MAC hydrangea, beautiful blooms. Right now, she is showing pink. A lot of times that happens in the nursery pots because of the fertilizers that we use as far as the commercial blend, right? And so you can see here is an older bloom, nice and aged, but big, huge blooms, gorgeous. So we have got Deer Dolores. I know people were looking for Deer Dolores, so we've got those. We also have, y'all, if you're looking for evergreen interest, I love this plant. This is a magnolia, but not going to be the magnolia that you typically think of. This is Stellar Ruby. It's just going to be like a large shrub, small tree, in the fact of 10 to 15 tall, 6 to 8 wide. It is evergreen, but it's also known as a banana shrub because when you get these beautiful ruby blooms on it, they smell like ripe bananas. It is the craziest thing, but they truly do smell like ripe bananas. I have a Stellar Ruby in the berm, and she is big and glorious. The easiest plant ever, but it is just a fantastic one. Great for like a screening, or if you want to use it like I did as a specimen plant. So we've got those. And then speaking of delicious fragrance, we have got gardenias over here. So right now we have got the ScentAmazing. So ScentAmazing, of course, is going to be a nice evergreen. Look at the foliage on that. If you love gardenias as much as I do, this is a good one because it's going to be nice and petite, y'all. A 3x3. Typically, your gardenias can get way big. This is not. It's going to be nice and compact, as you can see. Beautiful, kind of bright green, glossy leaves on it. It is going to be a single bloom, but delicious fragrance, nice and tight and compact. Going to be for your full sun to part shade garden. And then you've got Mojo Pittosporum. Pittosporums are fantastic, drought tolerant once established. They hate to have a lot of wet feet, so put it somewhere on the dry side. I have them actually on the edge of the woodland garden at the chicken coop. Tons of new growth, but we love the Mojo because it's going to have a little bit of some variegation to it. A 3x3 evergreen. Perfect for like the front of a border, middle of a border, depends on, you know, what other plants you have going on. But Mojo is fantastic. Part sun to part shade. Friends, we have got some Agapanthus. This is Ever Twilight. Ever Twilight Agapanthus. Of course, Agapanthus is like a classic southern perennial, right? Part sun, part shade. This is going to be a beautiful bicolor, about 18 inches by 18 inches, and we have one that is blooming. Y'all, well, there's a couple that are blooming, but look at this. Is that not gorgeous? It is just started to open up. So basically, you've got this beautiful lavender closer to your stem, and then it transitions to that beautiful white. It's going to open up and give you like those little bell-shaped flowers. Oh, love this so much. This is a great perennial. It's going to be hardy in zones 8 to 11. So if you are like me and in a zone 8, then we're going to put it somewhere where it's going to be nice and warm during the summer. So, I mean, in the winter, excuse me. So we want to make sure that we put it kind of in a hotter part of your garden so that we don't have to worry about it over the winter. Love this beautiful Agapanthus. One of my favorite evergreen shrubs that we use a lot in landscapes, both our own and other for customers, is the Abelias. So here we have Radiance Abelia. This is nice, tight, compact habit, kind of a variegated foliage, very classic. Goes with just about anything else in your garden with that green and that kind of that cream. Of course, your Abelias would do these cute little white flowers. Your pollinators love them. Full sun to part shade, basically a 3 feet tall, 3.5 feet wide, hardy in zones 6 to 9. But this is just an absolutely low maintenance, high performing evergreen shrub, perfect for the front or the middle of your border, depends on what else you have going on in here. We trim them once a year at late winter, and that is it. That's all you have to do. A little slow release fertilizer, and they will be very happy. So we have got the Radiance, and then there is the little taffy. So little taffy butterfly bush. This is going to be a nice, light, soft pink, right? So whereas the other one was a really rich, deep pink, this is a nice, light pink. And then talking about those butterfly bushes, here we go, a little coconut. So little coconut, as you might imagine, is going to be the pure white. This is the one that stopped me dead in my tracks because of its fragrance. Oh my gosh, it smells delicious. This is such a beautiful plant. Pollinators, like I said, they go nuts for all of them. Okay, so now let's talk blueberries. So if you've never grown blueberries before, then they are super easy to grow. And of course, you get this bountiful harvest that you get to eat. I mean, they produce real blueberries. In fact, some of them have blueberries on them right now. The key to your blueberries is that you need full sun, so a minimum of 6 hours. They tend to like more acidic soil, so you want to put them in an area that has, you know, that more acidic soil in there. And then you want to try to plant some multiple varieties. We don't truly want to stick with all the same variety. You want to mix and match, because you're going to get a more bountiful harvest when you do that. So we actually have 4 different varieties here from Southern Living. And these are going to be just beautiful, nice, big berries. And so you're going to love them. So even if you have, you know, a limited space, maybe you start out with 2, right? Or maybe if you can do all 4, go for all 4. Because the thing about blueberries is like any other shrub, as they grow, they're going to get happier and happier and produce more and more fruit for you and your family. So first up, we have Takes the Cake, right? So this is a rabbit eye blueberries, great for our southern climates. And so the thing is with Takes the Cake is that you can see it is already starting to produce the berries. Hardy in zones 7 to 9, it's going to be about 5 feet tall, 4 feet wide, and very vigorous, upright. Of course, it'll have pretty white flowers with the blueberries. So you can see that this guy has got berries on it, just waiting for them to go ahead and ripen up. And it has a nice, good flavor, color, firmness, and a really good shelf life. So with Takes the Cake, you're going to want to put it with another rabbit eye variety. So what you can pair it with is going to be Bless Your Heart. I mean, can you get any more southern than that? I don't think so. So Bless Your Heart, another rabbit eye variety type of blueberry. This is still going to be that same size, 5 feet tall, 3 to 4 feet wide, hardy in zones at 7 to 9. Just gorgeous, beautiful berries. I mean, there's just nothing else to say about that, y'all. You can see that these berries are in various stages of ripening. And so yeah, there you go. So if you only are going to choose 2, let's choose the 2 rabbit eyes and get 1 of each. Next up, we have I Declare. So I Declare is the one that I have in the backyard. So this is going to be a low chill variety of blueberry, nice compact. They were actually developed in the University of Florida. So you know that if it's developed at the University of Florida, it can handle the heat and humidity of the South. It's going to flower early and then have tons of those big, sweet blueberries. So hardy in zones at 7 to 9, still in basically that 5 feet tall, 4 feet wide. So you've got I Declare, and then a good companion for I Declare would be Hello, Darling. So Hello, Darling is going to be a great companion piece for that I Declare because, again, when you have those multiple varieties, you're going to increase your fruit yield. So on both the Hello, Darling and I Declare, they say in 2 years, you're going to get 5 pints of blueberries. Just beautiful plants. So of course I love to integrate the fruit in with my traditional gardens. So if you want to have a just a fruit garden, then you absolutely can do that, right? There's clearly nothing wrong with that. But don't limit yourself and think you only have to have your berry bushes within a specific fruit bed. You do not. I have my blueberries intermingled with magnolias and roses and peonies and perennial grasses and daylilies and all sorts of things, right? And so it's a fun addition in the garden because it gives me height, it gives me that structure during those summer months with the green, and then of course in the fall your blueberries take on this beautiful like a reddish foliage. And in the wintertime, I have the bare sticks that give me structure as well. So think outside the box with your blueberries and your berry bushes. You can absolutely incorporate them into your garden. So love those. And then, y'all, we got some gorgeous lantana. If you love lantana as much as I do, and the butterflies do, then you're going to love Little Lucky Pot of Gold. Now, y'all, the great thing about Little Lucky Pot of Gold is, one, the color. You can obviously see how it gets its name with that beautiful, I mean, just solid, rich gold yellow flowers on it. But y'all, the great thing about this, a little lucky, it's only going to be 10 to 12 inches tall and wide, because sometimes lantanas can get kind of bullyish in the garden, but these guys are going to stay nice and tight and compact, perfect for containers, the front of your border, because they're not going to get massive. Now, they're hardy in zones, in the warmer zones, down to basically like 32 degrees. So if you are in a climate like I am, a zone 8, you absolutely can try to overwinter them. Just leave them alone in the fall and see if they come back for you. But my gosh, I love these. I would love to get my hands on a couple of these and add them to the garden, because they're so stinking cute, and it's not going to be long before the butterflies are going to be absolutely covering this. Last but certainly not least is one of our all-time favorite evergreen shrubs here at Creekside, the Sunshine Ligustrum. These are beautiful, bright, cheery, chartreuse yellow evergreen shrubs that thrive in the sunshine. They are a sterile ligustrum. They are not going to produce little babies. We have had this offered here at Creekside for years and years and years, and we have never had it go to seed, which is something that you have to think about with some ligustrums. Full sun to part sun. If you put it in a shady area, y'all, it's just going to turn dark green. So to have that beautiful chartreuse color, you need to put it in the sun. You can maintain it anywhere from 3 feet tall, 4 feet wide. If you want it to go taller, it can go up to 6 feet. But you're going to want to prune it every late winter to keep it nice and tight and compact. If you never prune it, it's going to get a little wild and woolly. So you need to prune it once a year, typically that late winter going into spring. We use this all the time, like I said, as a great backdrop to any of the darker shrubs, and it is absolutely beautiful. Pair this with your stellar ruby magnolia. Oh my gosh, the dark glossy green of the ruby next to these guys would be absolutely stunning. So like I said, this is just the first of 2 deliveries of our Southern Living Plant Collection shrubs and perennials for the big event this Saturday. So we would love to have you come by and shop these gorgeous babies, and of course come for the event. The event on Saturday is completely free. You don't have to sign up, just show up. The nursery itself will open at 9, but the festivities with Southern Living begin around 10. Basically runs from 10 to 2. We will have 3 different food trucks here. We're going to have Morning Glory Coffee, the best coffees. If you're not a coffee person, she always has non-coffee options as well, because even some of my family is not a coffee people, but they love her. She's going to have a special one because of Father's Day weekend, and it's peach. Oh, I've already put my order in. I'm like, sister, just go ahead and make my cup. When I show up, as soon as you're ready to start pouring coffee, just pour me one, because just keep them coming, because I'm going to need them on Saturday. So we've got that. We've got the mini donuts, delicious, all sorts of different flavors. Then we've got a food truck coming in a little bit later in the morning for your lunch, so you're going to have that. The like I said, the festivities with Southern Living are basically like from 10 to 2. They're going to have a tent set up, giving away lemonade and cookies, answering all your gardening questions. So if you have certain kind of garden questions or design questions, or what would be a good Southern Living plant for this situation, and you tell them the situation, then they can help you. We'll have little different stations set up featuring different plants. Like I said, we're going to have different influencers will be here as well. Erin, the Impatient gardener, yes, she lives in Wisconsin, but yes, she also has Southern Living plants in her garden as well. So she is going to be here, I think basically kind of all day. So she would love to meet you and talk with you. And then around that 11-ish time period, we're going to do a Q&A. So if you have questions that you want to ask myself, Jerry, and Erin, put them in the comments below, and then we might go ahead and answer your questions during that Q&A. I do think we're going to film part of the day. It's not going to be a solid where we're filming every single part of it, but we of course will document that day for you if you cannot be here. But it is going to be a fun event, and featuring all of these gorgeous plants. Cannot wait. I think the weather is going to be fantastic. It's going to be a little toasty, It is late June in North Carolina. It is what it is. So dress comfy, dress cool, and come see us this Saturday. We are so excited about this. It's going to be a great day with great, gorgeous plants. As always, we hope to see you there. And if not, give me a little shout out in the comments. Tell me where you're from. And we'd love to hear from you either way. Y'all have an amazing day. We will see you in the next video. Bye, my friends.